Hello crew, just wanted to put in this little clip here beforehand. You're going to notice that the October weeklies / Dutch shores are already done. That is because it is monsoon season still here in Arizona when I record this clip, which is going to be, what is today's date? We're in the last week of August, and monsoon season here in the American Southwest tends to last into mid-September. So if October's setup feels a little disjointed, that's probably why. Because these two do not like thunderstorms, and it is really difficult to read a book. Because usually when we're like this, I have got something playing off of YouTube, off of my phone, hopefully my tablet soon, and yeah. In case you're wondering, yes, I am very warm right now.
Isn't that always a challenge when I'm trying to film one of these to put in the corner over here? Okay, let's go. Welcome back to October Crew. Yes, as you saw in that prior clip, I did not film setting up the dailies because it was thunderstorming and my doggos were freaking out so bad. Oh my gosh. That was actually one of the last really big thunderstorms we had for monsoon season. Technically speaking, monsoon season here in Arizona and New Mexico lasts from June 15th to about September 15th. But yeah. Okay, so, and as always, like, my camera's right here, my phone is right here, I'm filming, and the computer is right here to the right. That's why you see me looking off to the right frequently. As you can see, I've already got the future log set up. I have found that in my new bullet journals, I need to set up the future log way before I actually do any work in the bullet journal, because there are times where I will end up with stuff that is like 6 months down the road, but it needs to be in the next journal when I'm towards the end of the old one, which is sitting back here. It got chunky. So, you guys will have to excuse me. I have a breakfast Bloody Mary. But for those of you who cannot read my handwriting, it says it's always spooky season for a witch. I don't normally do spooky season themes just because all year is spooky season for me. But this particular year, I had decided to go ahead and invest in some witchy themed stickers off of Amazon, and you will see as we do the flip through, they worked out very, very well. Along with a couple other things that I tried out. So I don't normally do a cover page, but I wanted my calendar spread to be on 2 pages, and I wanted to leave that blank page there that's to the left here open in case I needed to make more master to-do list boxes. These really pretty stickers here, I don't remember if I got them off of Temu or Amazon. Speaking of Temu, I have been very conscientious about what I've been buying stationery wise, because my plan is in next year is to everything to be a pure shop my stash year when it comes to my stationery things. And I've been very careful about what I've been buying. I've been very picky about what I've been buying, because next year I've decided that I want to do a lot of florals, a lot of butterfly setups. There might be 1 or 2 which will be change of pace setups, but it's going to be mostly florals. I do apologize for how dark it is down here in this corner. I was filming this pretty certain at night or in the evening, and because that's when I had time to film it. September, I was pretty concerned was going to be extremely busy, and it has been. I'm up to over 40 pints of pear products put back, and almost a dozen jars of grape preserves or grape jelly or grape syrup that I got from my neighbor, because my neighbor has a massive grape patch. When I say massive, I mean like there's a lot of grapes on it. Like she's gonna probably lose a third of the crop because we just can't get them picked in time. And I have got so many pears. The tree is not even, I think, 3/4 of the way picked. And I reached a point with making pear butter, I was like, I'm done. I'm done. It can feed the birds. My birds are happy with it. So yeah, there's that. Just erasing my calendar here. So in a B5, I had previously done small calendars, like page-size calendars, but I wanted to do a 2-page calendar because the 2-page calendar was really working out for me in the way that my bullet journaling practice has evolved this year. Because as you guys know, I was doing the really super minimalistic kind of stuff, and then my brain just up and went, we need something super creative. We need pretty. So that's what happened. And as you guys know, this B5 will be my 5th bullet journal, because the 8x8 that I was going to use for a large chunk of the year, I ended up just not enjoying it. So I did a course correction and went back to using an A5. And that particular A5 was a 160-page journal from Archer and Olive, and it lasted me 3 months. This one is 192, and I think, I forgot. This one is 192, lasted me 4 months because I was being super creative and super playful. And that's part of the reason why you guys will probably never see me stop bullet journaling, because I can be as playful or as serious with my bullet journal as I need to be, and I have been finding that to be an absolute boon to my mental health. So, no rulers. I like to live on the edge. I'm not sure that was a pun, but so, while we're drawing, and I do have this sped up, by the way, to 1.5 speed. So it's not as slow, and you can see I forgot it, kind of. One of the things that has happened here in the homestead is I finally got the chickens in. I finally got the chickens. If you guys want to see pictures of them and video of them, most of that stuff is in short form content and is over on the Instagram channel, which I do have linked down below. Can we talk about Instagram real quick? There are people who have been on Instagram for like a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. I've been on Instagram since 2012. There are people who complain about having 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 followers on Instagram, and I'm going, I've been on Instagram since 2012, and my follower count has never been above 800. It always bugs me when people don't seem to appreciate and are ungrateful for what they do have. But to tell you guys about the chickens, the rooster is a Polish. That's the name of the breed, and he's got horns. My neighbor had previously nicknamed him Rockstar. Her husband is a musician and fixes horns, plays guitar. So it's not a surprise that the musician named the Polish chicken that has horns Rockstar, at least to me. And then the hens are a Polish Leghorn mix, and they are lovely, lovely hens, absolutely lovely hens. And most people think that chickens would be exceedingly loud. I got to spend enough time around these chickens before bringing them home that I knew that Rockstar and these 4 hens are actually relatively quiet chickens. So He'll do his little rooster calling, but he does that a lot of times actually like midday. He doesn't do it in the morning, which makes me a little sad because I'm like, I was kind of looking forward to waking up to rooster crows. He doesn't do them in the morning, so go figure. As you guys can see here, I have got the Agenda 52 stickers out. I absolutely love, they've got a sticker book that is just days of the week, months, and numbers. That's it. That's it. They have another one which has days of the week, numbers, months, but it also has like a bunch of holiday stuff. So, speaking of stickers, and I had been talking about this earlier with the Temu stuff, I've been very deliberate about what I'm buying, like I said. So I have a small Temu stationery order that's going to be coming in sometime this week, and I have a stationery pal order that's going to be coming in probably later this week, early next week. So we are going to be doing a stationery haul video with that stuff, but I'm going to combine them together. And the reading journal is going to be coming back, you guys. The reading journal's coming back because it's actually cool enough and I'm actually comfortable sitting and reading. However, part of the reason why the reading journal is going to be coming back, ka-chow! Anyways, I have my own tablet finally. Yes, this is my first tablet at 39 years old. There have been other things that have been a little bit more important, okay? Galaxy A9 Plus 11-inch, and I'm going to be activating Kindle Unlimited on it. Kindle Unlimited is only about $11 a month, but there are thousands of titles on it that I want to read. And there are a couple of titles that I want to read. That way I know if I want to add them to my pagan book collection or other book collection. So that's made, and it has been so nice reading on an 11-inch screen versus an itty-bitty phone screen. And you know, I've got YouTube on, I can watch my YouTube videos on it. I can play some of my games. It's nice not being tied to my computer anymore when I want to do stuff. So, and you guys can probably just barely see it because this is going to be a little itty bitty window. I did get the Archer and Olive fall subscription box from this year. I decided not to do an unboxing video just because there are a lot of other unboxing videos out there, and those people are way better at making those videos than I am. Plus, I was also exhausted. I was so tired. Between picking pears, helping my neighbors with their gardens because we're getting gardens ready for winter planting. Here in Arizona, you can actually grow things year-round as long as you grow what is seasonally appropriate. So we have got beets and spinach and cauliflower and broccoli and all of these wonderful greens and wonderful veggies that are going to be going into stuff. We got to get their work. I got to work with her to help get the greenhouse cleaned up. And yeah. So the chickens were actually part of payment for me going down and helping them a couple times, sometimes 3 times a week. Some weeks I only managed to get down there once a week, and she made it very clear to me. She's like, don't come down here at the inconvenience of your own property. So she's an absolute delight. She's in her late 50s. Her husband is in his mid to late 60s, and it was no surprise that I ended up with a new couple of friends in that age group. I was homeschooled growing up, so most of the people that I spent the most amount of time around were not kids my own age. They were my mom and dad's parents, and my mom and dad were born in the mid-50s. So that should give you a small clue as to why I'm a little bit on the weird side. You know, I grew up on movies like Gene Kelly, Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, John Wayne, Cary Grant, you know, all of that. So I grew up on Broadway musicals, and to this day, I could probably still sing along to Brigadoon and Singing in the Rain, and but that's just me. So as you can see right up here in the right-hand corner, we've got the important dates, which are 2 meteor showers, the full and new moon. We've got the appointment thing down here in the right-hand corner. And as you can see, I'm still keeping it pretty simple, pretty minimalistic, I guess, between the number stickers, the black and purple washi tape, which is Knaid, K-N-A-I-D washi tape. I love this washi tape because it is just a little bit see-through, just a little bit. I think the term I want is transparent, mildly transparent. But yeah, and then we've got these holographic witch stickers that I have had for months. So, but I really did enjoy the Archer and Olive fall sub box. I know they called it Dark Academia, but it just sang of a proper old school Gothic feel to me, and I couldn't pass it up. Am I going to get the winter box? Probably not. Don't get me wrong, I've loved the winter boxes. They've always been gorgeous, especially the Cozy Cafe box, which I really should have snatched up a second one of. Really should have grabbed a second box of that when they had them. But this particular Archer and Olive box was a safe box for me to get, in that the only new thing that they were really kind of playing around with, besides the collage paper, was the letter opener. And that went right into the library, because that's where we usually open all of our mail. So I showed it to Dave, my husband, and he was just like, well, that's cool. And the 2 little notebooks that were in there, he found it. He was like, if I was a notebook person, I would be stealing both of those. Glad you're not a notebook person. Mine. And the A5 that was in that box. Oh. I have no qualms about turning that into an everyday bullet journal, by the way, but I'm not sure yet. We've got quite a few months in the B5, and I have November and December sketched out, but not completed, because I wanted to have them, I just wanted to have them sketched out. That way it was done, and I wouldn't have to sit and stress over it. I've already got my theme for November, and I have got a rough idea about what I'm doing for December, but that might change. Almost always changes. So right here, we're working on the weather tracker. And as you can see, I just let it have its own page. I just let it have its own page. That moment when you're like, if I caught you guys up on everything going on here on the homestead, and you're just sitting here going, what else do I have to tell you? What else do I have to tell you? I think I caught you guys up on homestead going-ons. Now, for those of you wondering about the weather tracker, it's just, I've got the left-hand column, that's the small column, is the lows in the morning, and then the daytime high goes in the PM column, and then that big space on the right-hand side is where I describe what the weather was like. If it was clear and windy, cloudy, very hazy, whatnot, and I have a morning. Sometimes there's a midday check-in because the weather will do something in the middle of the day and then clear up in the evening. But that's where I keep track of things like rainfall, I used to keep track of wind speed, and then our weather station died, and I haven't been able to do that since. Here I'm just setting up the sleep tracker. It's right next to the column that is going to be my hobbies in focus box. And then down below is Dave's list, which is where I keep track of things I need to remind him about, important things that need to be done, and appointments. He has more appointments than I do, but that's just because that's how it goes. He gets out and about more than I do. So, me. Cheers. So I've been able to leave the windows open all week. It is October 22nd, and September 22nd. I actually filmed this. I think it was like September 2nd or September 3rd. Like, it's been sitting on the computer for a long time. And yeah. But when it comes to my bullet journal practice, I'm still giving myself permission to play. I'm playing around in November with tabs. Those are already cut because October's already done. I've got November roughly mapped out. December is roughly mapped out. December might get a little bit more wonky. But so when it comes to, because you guys will note that I used to have a pen rack right there. I've got that moved actually over next to my computer desk because I need it over here on the computer desk. Because I'm doing a lot of stuff over here in my journals, and I needed it closer to where I could just turn my chair over here around and get into it instead of all the way over there. But outside of that, I think that's it for homestead updates. It has been so busy, though. There for a while, my day was pick pears, wash, cut, core, cook, put through food mill and or juicer into another pot, and cook the pear butter down it then, and then can that. And that was on a 3-day rotation of processed pears, cook pear butter, can pear butter that day, pick pears. Let's just say that my downtime has been very valuable, very important, and yeah. There have been multiple nights where I just haven't stayed up all that late. I'm in bed by 8:30 because I'm up by 6:30 a.m. Now, the reason why I've got such a big window there is because I do have trouble sleeping. Because of my mental health beasties, I have my insomnia, when it starts acting up, it gets bad. I also have a type of hormonal insomnia, which is the couple of days leading up to my period, I just can't fall asleep. I can lay there and rest, but I just don't sleep. Like, I'm awake all night, which, as my fellow women know, a good night's sleep is what helps you emotionally regulate. And when your period is coming on, oh boy. Needless to say, my husband has started including hot chocolate in my coffee on mornings when he realizes that that is getting ready to onset. Okay, we've got my leftover tracker right there, and I should have made the leftover space bigger. The meal idea space did not need to be that big, because the meal ideas are usually, oh, hey, I saw this recipe when I was scrolling through FoodTube. As you can see here on the right hand page, I'm just doing a really messy page. It's messy. And this is my favorite things about fall spread. And decided I wanted to do that just because, why not? Because the next page is where the weeklies start. And there is something new on the weeklies for October. It's only going to be in the month of October because I noticed I was having trouble focusing on my habits. You guys will note I got the habit tracker set up. I was having trouble with it. And I know in October, it's really easy for me to lose track of a lot of things. So I set up my habit trackers on my weeklies. And we'll take a quick look. This is just a quick flip through of the monthly pages. We've got the cover page. We've got the calendar page. Lovely calendar, I love that page. Got weather, sleep, my hobbies, Dave's list. You know, I added in that right away. Leftover tracker, meal ideas. And you notice here that I was like, let's add a few more stickers. Holographic witchy stickers. And in case you're wondering, a lot of those other witchy stickers that are off to the side there have actually gone into my long form journal. And here are the weeklies. And you'll note right there on the left-hand side, I've got all of my self-care, my house, my homestead, and you can see I had made a mistake on the days. And then the weekly is right there underneath. And we're doing Dutch doors. And you guys will note I did in every other line. I used a medium blue, a light purple, and a medium gray or a light gray, because I just wanted to do something a little bit different. I wanted to make October colorful and cozy for me. And as you can see, when I flip everything over in the middle of the week, I will still be able to see the habits and everything I want to keep track of. And there's the 3 colors. And I did not include my monthly tasks. Pardon. Go figure. But there's my October bullet journal setup for you guys. And it was absolutely so lovely to be able to catch you guys up on what all is going on here at the homestead. So I noticed I left out numbers, so we went ahead and put that in real quick. So anyways, thank you so much for sharing your time with me today, crew. I greatly appreciate every single last one of you who stops in, checks in, and spends the time. So hug your loved ones tight, take care of yourself, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye for now.